Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707-272-8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
Thank God it's Friday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Obiajulu Olabisi Ubu, and I have the beautiful, excellent, intelligent, splendid ladies in the house. I should calm down.
Cool down.
Nima Akasha Tibiri, what's up?
I'm fine, and just so grateful to God. I just know why. I woke up excited this morning. No particular news except that I'll be eating pounded jam for breakfast.
And
I'm going to be part of that.
You've been dancing behind the scenes.
Since from home, what was the song I was singing? My son is saying, I don't understand. What is happening? I can't understand. And then later my husband joined in, and my son was like, now I'm very confused. Because both of us were just dancing. We woke up like that this morning. But I'm grateful, so grateful to God. Today is the beginning of the weekend. Unfortunately, it's not sleep mode and work mode at home tomorrow. It's party mode. Party from
it should 12. Be fortunately, not unfortunately. Now. You don't want to go to the party.
My bed's always the fortunate. I like to stay indoors, but I have to show up. So happy birthday to Gloria's mom. I hope she's watching. My friend, her mom is turning 60 tomorrow. We are closing down Amuo for that in the morning. Then I have a wedding in the evening. Happy birthday, mommy. If you're watching, I forgot to ask for your full names. So I'll do that on Monday.
Yeah, amazing. You look beautiful. You look really, really regal.
You know, since I'm a Nigerian flag.
Yes.
Go now.
I don't even know where I kept the battery. I can't remember. But it's beautiful. Ramatu,
yes,
how you doing?
I'm doing well.
What's
this
up?
is going to be a loaded weekend.
Okay.
Inter-house sports on Saturday, and then I have a pool party with my girls on Sunday.
Okay.
And then I just have this banter. I bought a phone for this girl that stays with me. It's a Chinese phone. And since we got a message on that phone, we have not rested. The tone, just a nuisance. The phone has just been, continuously, we had to put it off. Maybe you put it back on, it starts.
starts
Very
singing.
noisy. I know that the phone is
Take
cheap.
your money, buy
No,
trouble.
but I know that
In
the
the
phone is
Chinese
cheap,
language,
but at
Abi.
least Haba than Allah. Haba, at least.
They should have changed
The
the tone.
ringtone, at least, let them just give us a very mild ringtone. But this one, it's, in fact, all your wherever will just be alerted and everything. Very harsh ringtone.
But you can try putting downloading music on it. And
Yeah.
I said, immediately you put on the phone,
That's the first noise.
start making noise. This is yesterday.
That's so funny.
Amaka Rafi.
Yes, my darling.
Amaka Fresh.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Has the glory of the Lord upon your life?
Amazing. This has been a week of spiritual journey, spiritual growth. We've been having the glory rain. It used to be 5 nights of glory, and since I moved back, I've been part of the program every year consecutively, and it's just been amazing. It ends today, the 24th of January. So I'm super excited about it. And then tomorrow I have an event in the evening. I'm really, really looking forward to it because since January, it's been a clean January, and I've not had time to meet up with friends, So I think it will be great.
Yeah, it will.
Yes.
It will.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Business is business in me. But yes, I have. I've actually been working out and just been looking at my health. But I'm going to be releasing Mama Ejiro on YouTube finally. All our YouTube fans.
He's disconnected us.
Yeah, no vex, Jerry. It's not me. It's multi-choice, But now I can go back to uploading them on YouTube. So we're starting tomorrow, the very first episode of season 2. So if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, Bisuch TV, it means BC and Uche, but we remove the last name. So DISUCH. Yes, now I've always been a lover girl. Bisuch, that's our business name. So Bisuch TV on YouTube. I'm going to be posting all the details on my page so that people can get ready to have a fun weekend of laughter. Mama Ejiro is fun. Trust me.
Yes.
You will enjoy it.
Trust me.
Let's take a short break now. When we come back, we do the newspaper reviews. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We'll be starting the newspaper reviews with The Nation. Major headline: FAC disburses local government's January allocation to states. Direct transfer to 774 councils failed to take off due to lack of dedicated accounts with CBN. Court declares La Kurawa terror group. Organization proscribed. Tinubu government not about parties, says Wike. It's about performance. Jerry Hussaini dies at 81. Minister orders reactivation of passport equipment in the U.S. No Sharia court in Ekiti. Transcorp Power revenue rises by 115%. Federal government won't compromise troops' welfare. Lagos Speaker, GAC members meet president. And skeleton of missing pastor found in Bayelsa. What stories do we have in the
So I have
nation?
the appeal court upheld the decision of the Oshu court. Is the top strip just before the major headline. So
appeal court upholds Adedoyin's death sentence over murder in hotel.
Exactly. So you remember the hotel owner in Ife, in whose hotel a man died, whose judgment was given last year, and he was sentenced to death. The matter went on appeal. I'm happy that his lawyers went on appeal because we need to exhaust all the appeals. And the appeal court sitting in Akure yesterday upheld the decision of the death sentence by the Osun State High Court, but then quashed certain areas of the judgment. So I didn't know. I'm surprised to find out that the court in Osun ruled that his hotel will be forfeited to the state government, and also ruled that he will be responsible for the education of the deceased children. So these are outside the criminal matter, and I do not think that the criminal code extends to that aspect. But I'm glad that the Appeal Court put things in the right perspective and, quash those two judgments. Now, it doesn't stop the state of Osun or the Osun state government from, forfeiting, from, what's it called, Amaka in law? From taking over that property.
Okay.
So it clashes with good state policy, government policy, or the goodwill of for any reason. Remember back in Anambra when buildings where kidnappers were held hostage were taken over by government. So it's a government thing. It's they are empowered to do that. Government can say, because this hotel was a place for murder, we are taking it back.
Over,
so it doesn't affect that. But the courts in a criminal matter should not sentence and then add damages and some other effects to it, except the law
it's not supposed to be their jurisdiction.
Yeah, in this case, the court of first instance went out of line.
Okay.
Okay, so I have the Lakurawa sect. They said the court declares them a terror group. They said the Federal High Court gave an order prescribing Lakurawa sect and other similar groups in any part of Nigeria, especially in the northwest, that they are the terror group. And they said the judge declared that an order is hereby made prescribing all other groups in Nigeria by whatever name called with similar objectives as the Lakurawa, which include, but not limited to, banditry, kidnapping for ransom, kidnapping for marriage, mass abduction of children, of school children and other citizens, cattle rustling, enslavement, imprisonment. So many, this thing here, they even said physical, sexual slavery, enforced prostitution, forced pregnancy, and all the killings in communities, commuters, and wanton destruction of lives and properties in Nigeria. Okay, if you've declared them as a terror group, what are you doing about it? Because they keep springing up. This is how the group will start now. Yes. Yeah. Now they are more than 10 now, in the north, especially in the north, and not up the north central and all. So if you declare them as terrorist group, what are you doing? Because they keep forming.
So I think when they are prescribed, it means that you no longer have to hold any human rights relation
in dealing with
just
them.
as a civil group doing certain protests. That's why they had to prescribe this group that was popularly practicing and parading the streets of Kaduna.
Okay,
is it the Shiites?
No. Shiites. So the Shiites had to be prescribed, but they're very popular. They've been from the days of the old. And they do their processions and they'll take over the streets. They can go with arms and attack people. Yeah. But to proscribe it means that they're not a criminal group and to be treated with all the force. So that's what criminals.
Yes. Okay, so the residents of Jacob Beredugo Street in Osiri-Negwa, Western State capital, has been thrown into shock following the discovery of the body of a 45-year-old pastor, Esiri Okilo, in his residence 15 months after he went missing. This is so sad because the body was discovered when a female relative of his who had accommodation issues went to the house to say, okay, this is my brother's house, let me know if I can stay here. And when she got there, she looked through the window and saw him sitting down on the toilet seat wearing his white singlet. And they were all shocked about that because everybody said that they didn't perceive any foul odor coming out from the house. But it's so funny because what happened to the church members when he was for 15 months when he went missing? They didn't come to his house to check whether there's any clue, whether he was kidnapped from the house, whether something happened. It's weird, for a community and a pastor that has church members. Or even the family members, 15 months. Somebody came to the house. To even the police during their investigation. They didn't even come to the house to see if there's anything that maybe was it kidnapped from the house. Did something happen to our home? Was it nothing for 15 months? That's very bad.
It doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't make sense.
So I have the major headline here. We know the monthly allocations that were supposed to be directly disbursed to the 774 local governments this month could not be done. This is according to FAC. He said it's due to their inability to meet the deadline for the submission of account details. And, the funds would have, that's this January funds, has to be disbursed directly to the states, while the states will do the needful. But they are giving them time. Hopefully before February, they will be able to sort out the account so that the money goes directly because of the autonomy that, the Supreme Court judgment had given to them. So according to the source, Universal Basic Education Commission and Primary Health Care would be funded directly from the Federation account. And the FAC has released 860 billion to the state government for January, out of which 498 billion was meant to belong to them. That's for the states now. Then 361 billion belonged to the local governments. But they are saying that because of the fact that they've not been able to meet all the conditions, they are going to be getting the money directly from the state. So we're looking forward to seeing how they tidy themselves up so that by February we will know that the money gets directly to the 774 local governments, so that they don't say the governors are taking their money again. Let's move on now to the Punch. Major headline: subscribers meet NCC today as Labour mobilizes for showdown. Labour officials talk tough, insist telcos must be prevented from exploiting Nigerians. Opposition cautions against diversion of 4 billion household bailout. Police post 10,000 constables, plan 30,000 annual recruitment. Forced retirement. Falana urges Tinubu to reinstate 20 generals and 18 others. Refineries revamp. Marketers eye rehabilitation of NNPC EL21 depot. Tinubu opens Abuja barracks, promises better soldiers' welfare. OAU student's murder. A court affirms Oshun Hotelier's death sentence. How rescued ex-AIG's wife killed abductors. This is according to the police. Oyebanji kicks against Sharia court in Ekiti, warns opposition. Let's take a story and then we'll do a short break.
So the governor of Ekiti State, Governor Oyebanji, through his AG, is opposing the Sharia, the independent Sharia arbitration panel. So I explained about it yesterday that, you know, it exists in Lagos, Abuja, and certain other southern states, and deals in civil matters, especially between families, marriage, and, you know, Muslims who are committed to only Islamic rules as applying to certain aspects of their lives. But he's saying that the structure that the state is following is that what the Sharia court represents up north is done with the customary court down south, and that should be sufficient. And appeals from the Sharia court up north goes to the Sharia court of appeal. I think he's wrong. I think the AG should be more informed. But the Sharia arbitration panel is not a concurrent court. It's a voluntary court usually set up in Muslim communities where Muslims subscribe to it. And it doesn't mean extremism. Because I see the advocacy, because people don't like to read about it. I see the advocacy. I have done 2 divorce cases in those panels, and that has sufficed abroad, outside, and was recognized. So these people subscribe to that kind of law and study it and solve a problem rather than just, you know, jump on the bandwagon of everybody's popularity. Okay, it's extremism. There are, you know, those are not the issues. You know, if it is a concurrent court with any of your standards of criminal court, then you would say no. But people can subscribe to a panel, you know, and that's how it's worked in Oyo. That's how it's worked in Lagos. Yes, in Lagos as well. Yeah, we'll take a breather here. When we come back, the newspaper reviews continue. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Ready for school?
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty. My name na Uwi Balogun. My name na Damilola Banire. My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail. And I dare on top your view pigeon. I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show, say, now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, The man
go see him again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody. When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't give signs. If they look for person, we go give them to you. Fact as it be. Men no dey ever get force. If baby not dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, you make person no fit talk through inside. But for this country, we know say if we open court in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
But we no even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Welcome back. We're still reviewing the Punch. Who's ready?
Yeah, so I have the police story. They said 10,000 police constables recruited last year by the Nigerian police force passed out of various police colleges on Thursday after training for 6 months. They said the new personnel will boost the Nigerian police capacity, and also they have been deployed to their states of origin for community policing. They also said that the police commanders, Awal Muhammad, has tasked 10 all of them to adhere to professionalism, fairness, and friendliness in discharge of their duties. They said they've also instilled the necessary orientation for them to effectively address complex security challenges. I hope they will not be asking for money. Then they also said that at the end, he was like the annual recruitment of 30,000 police, because that was what the president proposed, that 30,000 police constables over the next few years is expected to strengthen our internal security, enhance police performance, and promote optimal police service delivery nationwide. So they're expecting that there will be more people every year. They're going to be employing like 30,000 every time and bringing them to the force. So let's hope that the country will keep being secured with this.
Amen. They will employ them, they'll train them, and equip them. Yeah.
So President Bola Tinubu on Thursday assured the Nigerian Armed Forces that his administration would never compromise on the welfare of the troops. He promised that he would continue to provide whatever was needed to ease the job of the troops, as well as commit more resources to improve their welfare. He spoke at the inauguration of the Bola Tinubu Barracks in Abuja, where he also commended them for all that they are doing, telling them and acknowledging the fact that they are heroes and thanking them for doing so well for the nation. He also promised them that their welfare cannot and will never be compromised. In his speech, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, lamented that over 40% of the Nigerian Army are still without accommodation. Even though what has happened is huge, when it comes to the scale of deficit of accommodation issues within the Nigerian Army, they feel that this is just a drop in the ocean, and they believe that this is just the first phase of dealing with the accommodation issues within the Nigerian Army, that they'll still pull out the second phase and the third phase moving forward.
Okay. So the National Association of Telecommunications Subscribers said they will engage the Nigerian Communications Commission today, seeking a possible reversal of the 50% telecom tariff hike to 10%, as the Nigerian Labour Congress is ready for protests to that effect. So the federal government had approved 50% increase after the operators initially requested for 100% adjustment. And they are saying that if the talks they are supposed to have today, if it fails, then likely there will be a lawsuit. They are also calling that Nigerians find a way to boycott using their services. But the NATCOM's president, Adeolu Gubanjo, said that going to court is the civil way of doing things. You cannot boycott telecom services. That's a private business, and it will also send a wrong message to investors who are coming in to the country. We know the president is going around saying how they can bring, investment into the country. If they realize that if anything goes wrong, the people will be ordered to boycott services, it will discourage them from coming. But if they want to, take their grievances to the court, that's the best way to handle the business. And
even the court is still going to discourage some investors. I think we should be factual.
Yeah.
2013, the last upgrade, this last increment they've had as businesses. Do we want to see them in business, or
exactly? Do we want them to fail and pack up?
Yeah, it's been a while. The government wants to even take
and they actually asked for 100%, but finally they were giving approval for 50%. Let's move on now to the Daily Sun. Major headline: Minister indicts security operatives at checkpoints. Laments extortions at roadblocks. Says truck drivers pay 1.2 million bribes across 700 checkpoints. Food security: Nigerians' rights not privilege Abbas. Over 60% of our land degraded, says Sangai Farms founder. We are facing harder times. Workers cry out over ravages of inflation on new minimum wage. 2027, Shetima, Abdusalami, Atiku, Obi, INEC for electoral reforms confab. All exams in Nigeria will be 100% CBT by 2027. This according to the minister. Anambra APC fixes governorship primary for March 29th. Murder: Appeal court upholds death sentence on Adedoyin. What stories we have in
Speaker of the House of Representatives was at an event, the 22nd annual Daily Trust Dialogue, and the theme of the event was food security, availability, or affordability, and he said that Nigerians have a right to food security. It is not a privilege that they should have. He lamented that Nigerians are facing high rates of malnutrition, particularly the children. He talked about the National Assembly being positioned to ensure food availability, affordability in Nigeria, in line with the renewed hope agenda of the president. He said that they will be ready anytime to enact policies that support farmers with subsidies, access to credit, modern farming techniques and inputs. And they also aim to develop legislation to promote digital innovation, data protection, e-commerce, while enhancing Nigerians' exports potential and reducing dependency through unnecessary imports. I think that they should just focus on this particular last part I talk about, because I think from there they can effect any change. And also, if they are privileged, most of these lawmakers are privileged, as opposed to buying expensive cars, why not buy more innovative machineries and invest in farming? The more farms we have, the more food we have, the more food storage facilities we build, the more security.
It also boosts the economy, actually. Okay, so I have the CBT story about the school. They said the federal government has directed the public examination bodies to henceforth inscribe 3 identifiers, namely that's the NIN, it must be on your date of birth, and your photograph will be embossed on each certificate of every applicant. This is in a way that that they were trying to make sure that that certificate belongs to the person, because the picture will be there. Because I remember when I was in secondary school, a lot of people came in using other people's results. Faces. But now, but now it's going to be changed. So they also said that that the quality of the examination, according to the minister, that's the Alausa, he said malpractice, well, Also urging members of the committee to come up with strategies to tackle the menace, especially elimination of the examination leakages causing national embarrassment. That's to say that, that they organize the committee to take part, that they should make sure they look into the fact that, of course, when it comes to even invigilating, because some of the supervisors, when they are invigilating, they also, do exam malpractices, so they are going to curb that as well. And again, most of the exams are going to be computer-based, so they will soon stop all those manual, this and everything. So that we should look forward to something like that happening very soon. But that by 2027, it will fully be effective.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So the good news for Anambra State, the All Progressive APC has released the schedule for its off-cycle Anambra State governorship election, fixing March 29 for its primary. The resolution was taken after a marathon meeting with the National Working Committee, NWC. According to the approved schedule, aspirants will pay 50 million to purchase the expression of interest and nomination forms. Women, female aspirants, and persons living with disability would have the forms for free. And then youths between the ages of 25 to 40 would have to pay 50% of the actual sum. So they will have that discount. They also stated that for you to qualify, you should have been part of the party for at least 3 months. And the sale of the nomination forms will resume on Monday, February 10th, and end on Tuesday, February 25th.
Okay, I think a final paper for today, Vanguard. Inflation will fall, economy to grow by 4.1% this year. This is according to the CBN. Job temporarily blocks Trump's order to end birthright citizenship. Military's welfare are priority. This according to our president. Telcom's tariff will be reviewed periodically by Edu. How poor research funding stifles national development. Minister orders deployment of passport printers in U.S. consulates, and police rescue AIG Odumosu's wife, kill 2 kidnappers. Which story are we taking?
That's a good one. The Ogun State, operatives of the Ogun State Police Command yesterday raided the kidnappers then. So the former Commissioner of Police for Lagos and the AIG, he retired as an AIG, Akim Odumosu, his wife was kidnapped in Ogun State as she was in front of her house, and the police went into operation immediately, and Nigerian police can work if they intend to.
If they want to work.
The 2 kidnappers found that they then were shot, they were killed, and they rescued the wife of the victim. They had initially demanded a 10 million ransom, and all of that was recovered. The AK-47 rifles, 4 AK-47 rifles, and 3 locally made single-barrel rifles. Ammunitions of various caliber were recovered at the creek where she was kidnapped. So great one.
Amazing. Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we come back, we move on to our hot topics. Stay with us.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
my 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
The empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is it?
That woman.
Bam!
Bam! Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name is Nachika Okeke. My name is Uwi Balogun.
My name is Lola Banire.
My name is Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of you, pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This now wetin you want.
After that day, the man
no go see am again.
If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't give signs.
If they look for person we will give them to you, fact as he be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not dey for her, na the woman. Talk no dey be person, you make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if we open curtain in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We no even take responsibility for the children. Please the man.
And that's some fun.
Thanks for staying with us. So we found a story on social media of a pastor who squandered the surgery money donated for his son's surgery. According to reports, Nigerians contributed money for his family. Their child needed surgery of about 4.6 million naira, and he used the money to buy a speaker, generator, and bike for the church. His church. He gave the money to the mother 2.8 million for her business. Now they do not have money for surgery again, and everybody's just looking around and asking what can be done about this. So what are your thoughts on this? You can join the conversation and call us on 09024163440, or you can tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. So your son needed surgery for whatever ailment, and you didn't have that money. You cried out on social media that you needed help. And Nigerians, good Samaritan Nigerians, decided to contribute money to the tune of 4.6 million naira. And instead of you to take that boy to the hospital to have the surgery that you begged the money for, you decided to use it for your church. Bought generator, bought speakers, gave your wife 2.6 to go and start her business, and the child is still in pain, still suffering, no surgery in view. Please, what are your thoughts on this matter? Because this is just unfair as far as I'm concerned.
So first of all, these parents have failed this child. It's so unfair that their parents, they fail their child, their pastors, they fail their church members and community, because they're parenting the child, they're parenting their church members. They failed, morally, and I've never understood. I'm so angry. This child is still in pain. This child has still not gotten the surgery the child needs. Then husband and wife sat down and shared this money. They shared it. He gave his wife 2-point-something million so that she would be okay, and took his own part to do whatever he wants to do. This is just wickedness on every side. That's not fair. Then this also lets us to inform the general public that when someone says, I know we always want to help and we always move to when people put up pictures or say this or say that on social media, we want to help. Let's also do our own research. Where is the hospital? When is surgery supposed to take place? How much is the surgery? Let's pay directly to the hospital, because you also owe a duty of care. Even though it's your money and you're allowed to spend anyhow you want to spend it, but you also owe a duty of care to that child to make sure that the surgery that the child needs, that the child gets, and then follow up. It's not just sometimes you just throw money at everything.
Problems,
at problems, And then I think that social welfare should come in, because this child needs to be taken away from these parents. That for the fact that they gave birth to this child, they are not fit as parents, because this is just wickedness. Let me give the stage to another person.
Okay, so so when I heard the story, I was I was really devastated, because I'm just wondering how the mother and the father sat down to, have a conversation. Okay, my child should continue going through this pain while we use the money for, things that I'll call them worldly things than what their child is going through. And the mother sat down there and also supported this. She has forgotten her 9 months. She has forgotten how she nurtured that child till, where he is right now. She has forgotten all of that. Where the mother is supposed to fight for the child, I'm surprised that she is taking part in this kind of a thing. That's number one. Number two now, the truth is that a lot of people come online to solicit for things like this. And now what they have done with this story is that what's going to happen is that going forward, a lot of people, before they contribute money now, they are going to watch. They're going to make sure that that money is going to the right place for the right whatever that they're asking for. That's what's going to happen. And now what's going to happen is that a lot of people are going to stop giving. Because there are some people that will now stop giving. They will never believe that, okay, whatever they are going to contribute is going to be used for what they are contributing for. So all these things are things that, it destroys a lot of whatever. And then I don't even know how the child will feel, knowing that he was giving money for his surgery and his parents just used it for their own personal whatever. Is it that he's not loved? Or he's not, he's not important.
He's a girl. He's a girl.
He's a girl. Okay, so maybe she's not important and all of that. It's really going to, it's very painful. I don't even know the angle. I'm just trying to think of all the angles that I can see where they've gone wrong. But this is terrible. Terrible.
Nima. What my eye can have seen, my mouth cannot see. So I have seen different instances of things like this. Somebody sprayed $100 on me one time, and I went to the foundation, and I was turning between which parent to help with the money. And something struck me. I was trying to give the money to a particular parent, and she was saying, remember she saw it was $100. She said, I'll tell my husband, I'll call my husband, and eventually she called the man, and he was speaking to me, and it was like, we have other 4 kids at home, as much as we appreciate what you have done. I mean, I don't want to spend that $100 on anything personal. Immediately I was giving, I was making the intention to help someone with it. And it was like, the other 4 children. The guy kept emphasizing
the other 4 children.
The other 4 children. I knew they were not going to help the child with the money. I just dropped it because, I don't know what the priority of needs are for them. I just hope that, it's sadaka for me. I've done my sadaka and I moved on. But I've seen this. I've also seen parents who position their sick children as a means to making money. I've fallen victims. There was one particular mother, I stopped you, she reached out to you as well. So when I reached out to her, I kept asking her, because the foundation I worked with at the time, they would scrutinize names to the T. I have foundations I believe their causes are good, but when they check them, they'll say, no, they're not worthy. You know, so we will get my patient have cancer, I have kidney failure. There was a patient who was reached out to through a distant friend, I can't even remember, and then I sent all the details. They gave me hospital doctor's referral. When they came back, the hospital was in Kwara State. When they came back, the referral was not hospital authorized. And they sent it to me, looked like authority. They called the doctor that was on the matter. And the doctor was like, I gave them advice. This is not from the hospital. They insisted I write something. This is not. And it was not the case. And they have gone on appeal. Now, monies are going to be collected. No audit, nobody, you know. So when Amaka talked about the social welfare, my head does look back, gang. That the failure of government is why we are here. Why there's a trust issue at all. You know, you want to do GoFundMe, there should be a body whose business is to authorize every GoFundMe, and you should do it as fast as the pain of the needy is. And when the GoFundMe is done, they will ensure that the money is directed towards the cause for which it was raised. You know, those things. And if the patient was not well cared for, you take the child. You ensure that the money is used for the well-being of it. If the child still dies, which was the case of that father that we will not spend money on the one that might die. Even if the child dies, the money for which that was raised for that child must be spent on that child. So you see families, they'll be torn apart. Okay, now we have one that is going, I have another one that is likely to survive. Let me tell you a life story. My eldest sister, when she was born, she had this swollen head issue. My dad till he died was particular about her being flogged, touched, and anything. My parents thought she was going to die. I was born. We were raised together. She aced her entire school results till she graduated with a distinction from school. That particular sick child that would have died is my immediate elder sister. She did not die.
Yes, so.
She no book so now only books she know. She had no social life till when we got to university. She picked up social life from my playful nature. She's such a playful person, but that wasn't her as a child. So that you're giving up on a child does not mean that's the destiny of that child really. It doesn't mean the destiny of that child. I have a best friend. He's in the UK now. When he was born, in fact, I will tell you his native name behind the scene. The parents thought this one don't die. So they, even reach 7 months, they don't get belly follow him. He's so well to do today. He's carrying a lot of burdens within his home. So you have given up on a child. It's your faith that is not strong enough. You never know what God miracle they wait for. And I say parents turn between this and all of that. But you see this case of speaker and phone. This one is not talking about the children that survive.
I'm telling you,
this one don't use hospital money do business. Yes. Don't invest in his business. Yes. You don't buy mega speaker. In fact, you don't sacrifice this child for your future. Yes, which was the case of that woman I blocked. Hey. You know that woman will say, I had the skill, everything, I raised the money. It was my personal fund. And then I gave her that. You say you have this skill. If you have this machines and these machines, you'll be able to provide for your child, because begging is not a good place. The Prophet ﷺ says the hand that gives is always above the hand that receives. So you will always be below. So how about empowerment as the way out of this? Do you know that since I have known her till today, she's still using that child?
Okay, so since they have even contributed money for that purpose, they should have used that money for that purpose. I've seen families who have made those kind of decisions, actually, because, of course, when you look at it, you see that the decision is quite reasonable. Like, I know of a family, the child had cancer and is leukemia, and there was no chances for them to, you know, there was no chance of him surviving and all of that. They have spent so much money. Of course, money were contributed for that particular thing. And then at some point, the doctors told them that, look, there's nothing they can do and everything. So they looked at it that if they continue spending money, at the end of the day, the child is not going to survive it. Because they're saying something like bone marrow transplants. And of course, that's very, very expensive. And they have the resources, actually, but they were like, they know that at the end of the day, even the bone marrow transplant is not even
They have the resources, but they are afraid the child will not survive.
He will not even survive it.
So they don't want to use the resources for their child.
Because he's not successful most times. They said the bone marrow transplant, the success rate.
Even if there's 0.01 chance.
Yes, of success. You don't want to use the money.
They don't want to use it. So they just factor in, like, okay, we have so amount, we have 3-4 kids. If one goes, we still have other people to.
But that's the way Africans let's just sick babies. So there's nothing new there. if you had a sick baby, you were advised to give birth immediately so that you don't lose the child and grieve over to you can't have kids.
Yeah.
So it was the way they dealt with it. But most parents didn't give up. It didn't mean they didn't take care of the sick one. What you are hearing now is what I've seen in only India, where they say, return them to God. They even bury them alive. We will nurture. I know people that are adults today. I've told you about my immediate elder one. They nurture that girl, nobody they touch her. That my elder said, they beat me for all our offenses. Nobody they touch her. You can't touch her. Because I was a stronger baby. She was a sickly baby. When she recovered, she above herself. She deck you now. You know, because they can pick up. Children, what if you now have a sickle cell child?
Yeah.
And I have seen bone marrow stem transplant for sickle cell children that have survived within my family.
I have too.
Yes, so
that have survived within my family. So I'm not talking outside. I don't know that person's example.
No, anyone, even cancer patients survive.
So whatever it is, as far as there's a 0.01% chance that a child can, so you're not God. You give that child, if you love a child, that's why you're a parent. You do anything for your child. You make that sacrifice. Whatever happens, happens. And then, Nima we're talking about taking the child from the parents, right?
Yeah.
So, but what hurts me in this part, I'll come to that. What hurts me in this particular case is that the money that was provided for the surgery was more than the actual money they needed for the surgery.
Yes.
So it's not like that they did not give, they gave them the money and they gave you extra. You still chop the extra, but your greed did not allow you still chop everything, no problem.
But they give the mama shut up, no talk.
Yeah, but let's also look at the other perspective where it's easy to say, okay, these parents, they failed, take away the child from the parents. But we need to also look at the psychological effect and emotional effect that will also have on the already sick child, where you're taking away familiarity from them, you're taking away what they know, you're taking away their parents. So they're having to deal with, so there has to be a balance. So you're having to deal with the child that is sick and having to deal with them being with total strangers when they're ill. So even though their parents have failed them, but this is what they understand love to be. And this is what they understand. No, I'm coming. Yeah. And this is what they understand. So regardless of the society also making certain, so I'll rather that there's a supervised parenting in this kind of situation moving forward, where the child can still have access to and still have the emotional support to the familiar, what they know, than being ill, very ill, and being taken away to unfamiliar ground. I'm just thinking of how, like you're a psychologist, where you can create a psychological and emotional balance so that the child doesn't get worse, because ailment is not just about the pain. It's a total embodiment of everything.
It has a lot to do with the
but
Amaka,
let me say something to Amaka. Amaka, the truth is that we don't have something like that in Nigeria, where they take away a child to a welfare system.
They do. Welfare, they do.
It is, but they don't. They hardly do. It's not so common, because with how many children, especially me that from the north, how many children do you want to take away? When one woman will give birth to 12, 13, you know that she's not taking care of that. She's not taking care of the children. You want to pack all of them to where that place will be filled up in no time.
True.
Do you understand? So these are the things. The thing is, let there be a body, just like one Nima said, let there be a body that will collect this money and make sure that instead of giving it to the parents, and make sure that that child is taken care of. There should be something like that.
So that brings me to the responsibility of we, the helpers.
I want to quickly disagree with Amaka that the familiar parents should still be in the picture. You see, when a child is sick, they go to who they trust will help them. Children know when body they pain them.
Yeah, true.
You see a child that is crying. I, for instance, experienced with Imran. He would rather be with Yoli if he's sick. When he was before 4, I had to do something to make it turn around.
To win him back.
To win him back. So a child goes to a trusted hand. If the child feels abandoned as a toddler by his parents,
they can sense
that
it.
they are balling money on he will move. If they take him, he will stay.
Yes.
And he will survive, and they will do well.
Yeah.
So the parents are they are dangerous to that child at this time.
They are.
You know, because they put themselves first. And selfish in this case, it should be that they prioritize the child. But selfish in this case is that they prioritize
themselves.
They should not be in the picture at all. And when that child survives, look at all these Akwa Ibom cases that we had growing up of the videos on the NTA where a child will be bewitched, the pastor have called the child a witch, the parents of the child will be told to abandon the child or kill the child. Nail the 6 inches nail experience. We had too many. Those children survived. Those children that were rescued, they became adults. We have their stories today. There was a baby that one German woman with tattoo all over her rescued. See the boy's picture today. What's the use of the familiarity?
Abio, if he's not going to help you.
Exactly.
You know,
I like that. So let me go back to the responsibility of we, the helpers or the givers. I feel like we are always in a hurry to throw money at problems without doing due diligence. I know that you have the money and you are so compassionate, you have empathy. When you hear something like, oh, you're melting, how can I help? But can we calm down on the rushing to give those donations without doing proper investigation? Proper investigation in the sense that you can't trust everybody, even with their own children. This is what life is showing us now, that even parents, some parents do not have the capacity to handle, to love their children. So you can't assume now, because it's the mother, of course, the mother cannot kill a child.
Yeah.
Well, of course, the father is the father now, he's the mother. We cannot assume that anymore with some of these examples we are seeing. How best do we give so that we ensure that what we are giving is going to the cause to which we are giving it to? How do we set up that GoFundMe, for instance, set up somebody who would handle the account, liaise directly with the hospital, somebody has mentioned something like that here, liaise directly with the doctors, and then the funds are being transferred to the medical care that is needed. The extra change can be given to the parents for food stuff and all of that for, after home care. But that money goes directly to the hospitals, directly to the doctors, so that we don't have issues like this, because this is a case of fraud as far as I'm concerned.
Yes,
It's a case of fraud, and I think that those parents should be arrested. They have to vomit that money. That money is not your money. Now, social trust, you take collect the money, is not yours. So now that you have not used the money for what it was given, you have to pay back that money.
Okay, so basically, let me talk like every other Nigerian. For example, now you are now telling me you are now giving me additional responsibility on my money that I'm giving out. Do you understand? I'm giving, whether regardless of whether they're going to use the money for whatever it is that they're collecting it for or not. I've decided that, okay, I want to give out a certain amount.
Give with sense.
So, so I'll just give. When I see it online and my mind tells me, oh yeah, Bada, you just give. That's what happens.
No, but we need to take responsibility for that giving. Ramatu, we'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll dissect this matter more. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listening.
And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of you, pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show, say, now my husband be this.
This now what you want.
After that day, the man
you no go see him again.
If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guy is not, you don't vex, don't give signs.
If they look for person we will give them to you, fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get fault.
If baby not there for her,
na the woman. Talk no dey be person, make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we know say if we open curtain in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We no even take responsibility for the children. Leave the man.
And that's some poria.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Welcome back. We're still having this conversation. I had to go in a hurry, and I've been accused of being rude for cutting Ramatu off. I was instructed to. They were in my ears, okay? There's a way these things work, right? So, Ramatu, you were saying something.
Yeah, so, no, I've already finished talking. I actually
so I didn't cut you off now. You had finished talking now.
No, but,
September Productions.
Let me finish. I was just trying to say that why should I be burdened with the responsibility of giving? You know, when I give again, I should now start verifying after giving. And Amaka had something to say.
Yes,
so Amaka,
yes. So for me, it's easy to throw money at problems. I always say I'm a believer of if money can solve it, it is not a problem.
Yes, so
that is my belief in life, right? But you owe a responsibility when you're, especially when you're, especially when it comes to charity, you know, to supervise what your money is being used for. I think that is a different type of adulting and maturity, where it's not just enough to throw money at stuff.
Even charity.
Especially charity. Then you take a step further to engage with those people. You know, some people want to like help the poor, but they're standing here like, I don't want their dirty body to touch me. Can just have the money, baby, have the money. No, I don't think that's charity. You should be able to hug, you should be able to be part of it, you should be able to engage and know what exactly it is. You know, charity should come with love. And that shows that taking responsibility for the fact that I put money for ABC. ABC is actually done. And if ABC is not done, what do I do to ensure that ABC is done? To make sure that, you know, that
so that even your hard-earned money is not wasted. Except you stole the money. True. Because if, for instance, it's not even easy to steal. However, imagine if I had put 1 million naira to that cause with all these basketballs around me, and I'm looking for money here and there, and I just feel like this child should not die. What can I do? I pick this account, I pick that account, and I gather money and I put it there, and I hear this kind of thing. I have failed.
Yes.
So we need to
So, but I'll be pained, but I'm very sure, because I know that a lot of times when they put in things like that, they usually put the medical certificate, they put everything showing that the child actually needs this surgery. So it's when they give them the money, that's when this will happen. And you know, after I will have passed, I don't think I will come back to go and start to try to find out whether they've used the money or not. You understand? So
I agree with you. I'm Muslim. We give. We're encouraged to give. But we'll see in society what it has brought. And it has to now be regulated. It has to.
Yes, it has to be.
It has to now be regulated. Because we're a religion that encourages giving without any holding back. Give generously. You just see some people, it is an industry. Begging is an industry.
Nima, please, I'll pause you there. Let me take Francis and I'll come back to you. Francis from Niger State. Good morning, sir. Oh, sorry. We lost that. Yeah.
So it has to now be regulated. You go outside, interview some of the beggars. They don't know how they ended up on the street. They collect for a particular person who's running, and I'm pained. Every time I see such instances, I am pained that nobody is investigating it.
Yeah.
Even in the city of cities, this Lagos, little kids will be running after a car.
Yeah.
Running after individuals.
There are
plenty for Lekki. I don't live in the Lekki. You see those our area. Why should a child who should be in school be on the street, and the law enforcement controlling traffic is right there, the one checking another car is right there, and then we say that government was not there?
No, they are mostly from the north.
I'm just saying. I understand. See, leave where they are from. They are even from the Sahel. Some of them with this, the coily hairs and all of that. We've seen all sorts, but it should not be. And because it's an industry, go and collect it and come. There was a day I had a confrontation at Yanoba with one of them. I was like, I'm waiting now. The baby was not even sucking. I said, what is it? Because I had done my sadak, I put them in takeaway packs, and I was going to share it. She just sat down. Somebody had already dropped one. She did chop her. Oh yeah, go around, go and cut. As in, how do you raise your kids like that? During COVID, one woman came to me, and she's not from the north. I would hide the tribe. Knocked on my door. Held 2 kids. Knocked on my door, and she must have knocked on all the doors. Until we don't get it into chapel. See your children. And you old children like that. My father used to curse it. That even if you will go and collect your debt, don't take my children.
Yeah.
If somebody is owing you money, he will tell you, don't take my mother was a petty trader. You were not allowed to go and recover debt from her. One person don't buy back.
It's not your job.
It's not our job. Yeah. My father forbade it in my house. Talk less of you're going with your problem and your child is with you. Your child sees you. That you're dealing in your vulnerability, you're capitalizing your vulnerability to make ends meet. That child will never think of how to walk with their hands. True. And so it's so damaging, far-reaching damage for you to resort to begging to solve a problem. As society now, the givers must verify.
Yeah.
My friend Jumoke will say, if it's he that is within me, if you are led, if our spirit led, if your spirit leads, you decide to drop it. Follow up, and you don't want to follow up, it's okay. But now we must follow up. Yeah. If you touch my car, I'll be looking at you like this. I will not, because I know
stopped keeping on the streets.
There are serious families who are genuinely in need, who are not even on the streets, who are not asking for help. When they do this vulnerability package, it pains us because we don't have data to show which families are going, and we know corruption will jump inside. But there are families who it would have changed their life. The 5,000 a month, those ridiculous amounts of money a month that would have changed their lives. So that's why data and verifying is more important than just
throwing money. Yeah.
In the trade fair market, they used to wear costume. They will show breast cancer. If breast cancer do you cannot lie in the sun. They never burn your ancestors. At all. It's the injury.
Let's take
but
this
then
caller.
they will lie down there.
Yeah.
Let's take your call.
We have Beauty from the UK. Good morning, Beauty.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I just want to air my view on this. Some say the parents, they are not really fit to be parents. If truly that child is undergoing such, ailment and money has been raised for treatment, this is the highest level of neglect I've ever seen.
True.
And talking about, carrying out an investigation to know if the money will be used. What if the doctors or the hospitals are paying the money into? If they plan, and at the end of the day, they will still take the money from them. I just pray that this will not discourage people from helping the needy out there.
Yeah.
God help.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This would definitely discourage a lot of people from helping.
It will
because people go as far as planning with even some hospitals to see how they can dupe. But let's talk about the mother here. So I know that both parents have a responsibility of taking care of their children. The first responsibility of a parent, if you choose to have children, is that you cater for them, you preserve them, you protect them for as long as you can. That is why you're a parent. Now you have a man who came up with this idea to say, this money that we got to this girl or this boy could die. Let's just use this money. I need microphone in my church. I need generator in my church. And you say, if you have been in that shop, you've not been able to sell. If I give you so and so amount of money, it will boost your business and all of that. And you, the mother, you accepted that money without questioning your husband, without raising an alarm. You can advise him and he says no. And then you did not think of raising an alarm, meaning that child's care was not priority for the family. How do we look at that woman? Particularly that woman, because now you first carried the pikin. You gave birth to that child. You carried that child. Some people, when you beat their children till tomorrow, they'll say they won't be spending them. Did you just slap my son? He's still paining me where I gave birth, right? So you, who had an opportunity to hear that conversation, and you partook in the fraud against your own child, the child that you carried, except of course you want to tell me that child was adopted. You carried the child. No. I'm just starting from the very basics. You carried the child and you allowed this. How does that speak about you as a mother?
we don't subscribe to any form of illegality or criminality in anything, but let's just look at the clear comparison of the Ekweremadu that are imprisoned for their child.
We were talking yesterday.
Just they don't even care. Like as in they would do anything for their children, and then a parent that they've even helped you. You just they look the pikin, just they sponsor, they do your own, they do your church, they do your own thing. Selfish parents. It's sad. So a selfish person is a selfish person, regardless of whether you're a parent or not a parent. You're not.
You see, the selfish of the Ekweremadus, that was the position I took on that topic yesterday. Was valid.
Yeah.
Is the selfish of my child should
must survive.
My child.
Yeah.
They see the case was so extreme that they had no odds, almost no odds. The child did not have any function on. The child was already on the machine, and so they were not calm to Peru to verify any document or see whether
they just needed to do something for their baby girl.
They did the wrong thing. We established that they did the wrong thing by our system, by our laws here and the laws of the UK, and so they paid dearly for it. But would they not do it? Is the father not still in jail?
Yeah.
So the community would show empathy. It's a different arrangement than this greedy one. This one, if nobody say they break meet in thief don't escape now. Everybody in a thief. You know, if he escape, we don't know how many parents will collect money with their kids, will put the kids out there and collect money every day that the law have not caught up with. The one that is painful, just as BC was emphasizing, is that they give the mother, you say chop, so I say you no chop. Chop, so I say you no chop. What genayo ale they give her me on to make she self shut up and she collects.
That mother
take that 1% of us and take the child to hospital and say I'm starting all over.
That mother has left the group of motherhood, because as far as I'm concerned, that's why I said initially I said that I don't know the kind of conversation that the father will have had with her, and the way she accepted that conversation and said, yes, let's do this, let's do that. Another thing again, they didn't even use the money internally. They took it out. They gave it to a church. They gave some parts of it to a church.
Are they not the owners of the church?
Oh, they are the owners of the church.
I don't know. I'm not sure of the details, but for them to be buying, for them to be buying microphone and generator, it's their church, it's their business. So they basically use the money for business.
And we should also look at the perspective where parents subject their kids to child labor. Because if you as a parent can subject your child to child labor, to eat, to feed, you have a problem. Because you as a parent putting a 2-year-old, 3-year-old under the sun to be running around barefoot under the hot sun, you don't care whether a car hits the child, whatever is going on with the child, to beg and bring money for you to eat. You're a wicked parent, regardless of. Because a parent should think of the best way. How can my child go to that free education school that the government is talking about? And then let me stand on the street and beg, even if it's Gary, let me give my child to drink. And let me look for, a child is always looking for how my child can progress, how my child can move forward. That's how parents are wired.
Yes. So even animals, normal parents,
normal parents, because even animals take care of their own.
Yeah,
okay, so Amaka, let me tell you this. Okay, so most people that do this are northerners. Let's be very serious. Hold on. Do you know why? Because the truth is, we believe that most northerners believe that it's better to beg than to steal. Okay. Do you understand? It's better to beg than to steal. But how they should beg is what they have not been told how to do it. You understand? That's why they go on the streets most times to do all of these things. Okay. And most times they're in Lagos here, because here they believe that in Lagos they give more than in the north. Like in the north, when you beg, they give you 15 naira. But here in Lagos, when you beg, you get 1,000. So by the time they put all these monies together, it becomes a lot for them. You understand? So now this is a very big issue that it's time for the government to come in. This is the government coming now and saying, okay, don't be on our streets. Exactly. Don't stay on our streets and beg, because this is what will happen to you. Those children, they are government. Yeah. So it's the government that should take care of them. So when the government comes out to act, you see that every other person will fall in place and everything will
so aside from the government I agree to some extent, but already they reminded me on our YouTube that begging with triplets and twins should be banned. This is a practice known to the Yorubas. You know, if you're looking to a child, they'll say you should give child. You see them, those triplets and twins, is a practice. If you come to it's Lagos and in the southwest, you see it. So there are practices known to localities. Now, this begging system, because of the Amadri system, the abandonment of an educational system over the years, we see begging as an alternative. Then that would be maybe for the north, which is why if government were to regulate certain practices, no matter the history around it, will be cleaned up or
should be
totally
banned.
banned.
Yeah, should be banned.
Then begging on the streets, honest, sincere cases, you'll be taken care of. We shouldn't have our beggars on the streets. There will be a government post where if I want to do my sadaka for the rest of my life, I can put a trust together to always fund. And it will take care of people with blindness, people with, some form of ableness. Let me not call it disability.
Even our elderly.
Or the elderly. So it will take care of one form of it or the other. And you can choose. Stop giving to the people that you see carrying the plates around. Choose the elderly that you want to help.
Yes.
A friend of mine visited an elderly woman and the roof was leaking. He just wanted to give her one small rice and go. He fixed it.
That's help.
Yeah, and he's not even of the same tribe. They are totally opposite tribes. And his tribe is not even known for that kind of thing. But he did it. And it touched me that this person has a kind heart. So you can choose your giving. Do it and control it so that the one that you cannot control, you stay out of it.
Thank you. Let's take this call. Uncle D. Good morning, Uncle D. Are you there? We can't hear you. Oh, you're listening to your TV. We can't hear you. Yes, so I like that last point Nima just made. The ones you can't control, stay out of it, right? Sometimes I feel like when we call for all this GoFundMe and people are donating 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, and I'm asking, are this 1 million, 2 million, 3 million you're donating, are you sure there's nobody around you that needs help? Have you given to all the people around you? Because we've heard stories where somebody is busy on social media donating money. The family members are suffering. The neighbors are suffering. The people around are suffering. Even the helps that are working for them have not been paid, have been owed for months. And then, but it's easy for us to come out on social media to show that we are giving, and then everybody's just donating whatever they want to donate without paying attention to the people who really need help that we can monitor around us.
Yeah, because because that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. That when we're talking about streets, we should also not forget the social media streets, because it's crazy. I used to give a lot on social media, but then I stopped for a while now, for a long time now, because you want the entitlement of people, and then people that have data to come on social media, and then there's those same people that are begging on your page. They are on blogs ranting and cussing people out, and then you're wondering like, what exactly? So when I saw those things, I totally stopped. Like, yes, and stuff. So people, they're on the streets. They're also on social media doing. For them, it's a business. It's a business. They're trying to prey on your vulnerability and your emotional state. And then when they ask you, then they go behind the kind of message they keep sending to you in your DM. You won't sleep at night. Someone like me, I'll keep thinking about it. I'll just say, but if I just so it's just best to. It's a business for a lot of people. Yes, and because it's a business, they can't do the right thing because their mindset and mentality towards the whole thing is.
We have a call on the line, and after the call, we'll just find a way to advise what can be done to these parents, because I think they should not go away scot-free. Are you there, sir? Alaji Subara, are you there?
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Are you hearing me?
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, the issue on ground now, I'm moved because of this, money collected from from those parents for that, sick baby, sick child. But the question we don't know, what is hidden to us, as being a responsible family, we don't know whether those families, they are the true parents of that child. Let's be concerned about the reality of the true parents of those parents. Whether they are the true parents that give birth to that child. You understand? You see, that is very, I'm more concerned because I know the attitude of a mother. Mother, no matter what a mother, even if mother does not have anything, I know how serious, how courageous, how protective they are for their children. So it is very, very necessary to know whether they are the true of that child. And at the same time, I support Amaka because it shows by definition that child, they don't have concern about things. That child should be removed from their custody.
Yeah.
It should be removed from their custody to maybe children care center or whatever. because it has shown to everybody that they don't love that child and they are not concerned about the child. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I like that. So our final word so that we can wrap up this topic. I think we've touched on every aspect. What do you think should be done to those parents? And who is going to do whatever to them? The people who contributed the money, or will the government be taking over the case?
Yes, I think the government should take over the case right now and then maybe reprimand the parents and see how they can retrieve all those things that, you know, they use the money to buy as punishment and all of that. So let's see how that's, at least that should be, you know, a starting point. At least let's see how that will work for them. I think that's one.
I like the perspective that the collab came in from. So the government should also make sure that the parents are the actual parents of that child, because they are pastors of the church. Most times other children are put under their care. So let's know whether this has been going on where they've had other cases, you know, where there's a precedent where they've used people that are under their care as pastors or as a church to take advantage of them, or if they're actually actual parents of the child. So now the government and the police now need to investigate to actually know what is going on here.
Yeah, Nima, final words.
Totally agree. You know, Amaka and Ramatu. The parents must be made to face the book, and the child, I think, completely taken away from them, and other children.
Yeah, for me, this is a case of fraud. It's not about your child anymore. It's the fact that money that you asked for, contributed for a cause, was not used for that cause, was diverted.
You defrauded the public.
Yes, you defrauded the public, and you should face the music.
Okay.
And I hope this will also deter people who have such plans. For parents who have intention of giving birth to children, to use the children to work for themselves, we need to end that mindset. It doesn't work, and it's not good. And that's all we can take on this particular topic. When we come back, we'll move on to yet another topic. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Being a business. Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials. I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym, though. You're getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to suspect?
That woman.
Damn!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
And so we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name is Lola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail. And I dare on top of you, pigeon. I got to bring.
Thanks for staying with us. So an ex-user recounts how he discouraged his newly married friend from allowing his wife to go on a girls' holiday without him. According to him, I finally spoke some sense into my guy who recently got married, telling us he trusts his wife. So he's allowing her to go on girls' holiday without him. So the question is, should married women be going on single girls' trip without their husbands? Join the conversation and call us on 09024163440 or Twitter us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. So this topic is something that has always been on my mind, right? Because I feel like sometimes some men do not want you to go on trips without them. There are men that are different, who allow their wives to travel. Right. But there are other men who feel it's not necessary. They may not give their reasons. Some have insecurity issues. That's on one side. Some are afraid that somebody will start toasting you there. That's on another side. But they don't give reasons. But they just feel like you are a married woman now. You shouldn't be thinking of going on a girl's trip without me. What are people going there to do? Why are you traveling without me? You have a family. You should be here. You should spend all your time here. And, you know, seeing this topic, it just brought to mind some of the conversations that we've had from time to time on why some men refuse to allow their wives to go on such trips. But before I give my own perspective, Nima, what do you think about this? Should we be going on girls' trip? Should we be going on girls' trip?
Okay, let me see what I'm supposed to say. The right thing is that you shouldn't. Yeah, you're married now. So you just be your husband's house and be a good wife, you know.
I'm shocked.
No. Because if it's his trip, it involves traveling. Muslim women travel with male family members. That's the default setting. So that's why I've been posting Aj.
Because you have to
when
go
I could afford it that year, I didn't travel, I was begging Oga. Then further now, I cannot afford it immediately. So put it aside for a while. My parents, when they traveled, my dad traveled with my mom. That's for international trips. And then he could travel alone for international trips, but she couldn't.
Why?
That's the default setting. I said the religion.
Religion perspective.
And on religion perspective, and so it was like that. But inter-country trips to see family members, travel to see family members, to visit her parents, things like that, her sister in Mina, then, and other things was done by her with his approval. So that's how it's done. That's how I would just say, do it too.
What's the rationale behind it? Can you help us understand?
Okay. So to protect the woman on trips, anything can happen. The girl went to Zanzibar and she posted videos and she was actually raped, violated in her room. And the entire video was compromised. Such a thing with a male presence is hardly possible. It means you're protected. And so those kind of things have been, they're rationale for every room. there's always a reason, a basis for every rule. But if you're safe, and I have friends, what I do with my friends is stay within country. We've not had an international trip together. Within the country, we've stayed in hotels together. My husband stayed with me on one of such instances. Later, I said, "These are your friends. I've known you and them forever. You are always on the phone. Who could they go with them without calling me?" So I've been able to go without my friends. So I would say that for your well-being, do what is right for you. But my default religious setting is when I do international trips, it's better with my husband than with friends. Maybe when I don't pass my age, I don't old, like I don't come become man as then people go say. When I don't pass menopause, I don't become man.
You won't have energy to be traveling at
Who
that
tell you?
time.
Exactly.
How many
Who tell you?
times
My dad was a wanderlust. He traveled
Exactly.
more when he retired than when he was working.
He was a man now. Maybe he's strong.
So if you don't reach
You now, arthritis would have held your leg. You cannot even raise leg.
Who? Arthritis won't hold your
I'm
leg.
just kidding.
Okay, so me, what I think is, it depends. If for example, if my husband is the type that travels on his own and maybe travel with his friends, I should be allowed to travel as well on my own and travel with my friends. Because most times what happens is that sometimes the men may not be available to travel at that point in time. So it's okay for a woman to say, okay. And you've not really enjoyed. I've been on a girls' trip before, and it's so interesting.
Fun.
It's fun.
I
It
would do
is
one.
very, very.
It's
And
more
it starts. And you know, the thing is, most people. This is one thing I know a lot of women do. They get married and then they discard their friends because they are now married, you know. But they forget that these are friends that you've had when you've not even met this your husband. And now you are now married to this man. Now this man is now your friend, you know, and everything. And then yes, I know marriage comes with responsibilities and all of that. But those friends are part of you, a part of your life. So you can't just shut it out like that. So what I would just say is this: that the guy, to me, is stemming from insecurities. I don't know why he's in that position. The man should not be in such a position if his wife is going on a girls' trip. And at the same time, it may be from the wife. Maybe the wife must have given him reason to feel like that, that he needs to be protected, that she needs to protect. He needs to protect her on a girls' trip. Wow. I cannot be on a girls' trip and my husband will follow me. Only me, maybe only me, I'll be the only one that my husband. Yes. And most times, most of these girls' trip, it's usually, like for example, our own girls' group that I have, a beautiful, wonderful girls' group that I have, all the husbands, they all know themselves. The wife, they know themselves, you know, they know all of this. So when we say we want to go on a girls' trip, they understand. Yes, we are understanding and all of that. So women, we need that kind of, you know, we need that fan. Because IT, you know, different things. You are taking care of husband, you are taking care of wife and all of that. So you need that break with your friends, girls, you know, everybody doing the same thing, you know, enjoying yourself, just staying freely without anybody saying, no, look, your tea is not supposed to be like this or something. Because that's what I always get. Anytime I travel with Oga, you see a little bit of, I don't want any control. I just want.
You just want to be free for a bit.
As in, need the friends, you know, we are all enjoying ourselves. Give me that time. It's not all the time. Once in a while. Yeah. It's not bad.
I agree. Amaka.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question before I move forward, like to Dima. Did these ladies actually have a life before marriage?
Of course.
Yes, that's my question. Because if the reason behind, I don't know why you're laughing. If the reason behind not allowing your spouse to go for a girls' trip is because of safety, she went to secondary school.
Thank you.
She went to university.
Thank you.
She did NYSC. Some people also worked before this marriage. I don't know why people try to make all this marriage thing look like prison and scare people like us that we've not even entered, that want to enter. Please, I know for sure my siblings are married. The marriage is not prison.
It's not prison, though.
People had a life before they married, and people have different interests.
Thank you.
As individuals, you can marry a man that doesn't like to travel, who doesn't enjoy traveling. Like my father will never agree, and I hope he's not watching this thing today. My father does not like plane. He has a phobia for flying. He says they lie. So he does not like to fly alone. Rarely. Either someone has to travel with him, you know, one of the kids or somebody. He will tell you it's not true, but we know is true. Why my mother likes to be everywhere. So are you going to say because the husband does not like to travel,
you will know.
The woman should not live her life and enjoy herself? That's one. Then secondly, also perspective and upbringing. I understand where Lima is saying that this is what is applicable in this part. Like me, I grew up having 2 homes where we have the main home, and then my mom, because of her jobs with kids, she was a manager, so we always had bank house, so we always had 2 homes. So we were used to weekends here, and then we travel with my mom, and nobody killed us on the road for safety. We were okay. So when you don't finish, make I respond. So that they come, make I land well now. And that because for me it's very comical when anything are done, because I just feel like it's like as of control and stuff, and I feel that, and I come back to that love. You're a lover girl, that love thing. If someone loves you, they want you to take a breather. They love you. They love you. Yeah, they love you when they see you happy. Yeah, they love you, and even though they want to spend all the time, like me, when I'm in love like this, I want to be all over you, in your eyes, in your face. In fact, you will not drink water, drop cup.
There are people like you no go girls trip.
In your dream, you.
There are people like you no go girls trip.
At all, they will not go. Yes, now they will say my husband said I should not go.
We know some of you.
It's my face.
People like you that will not go see girls trip. We know
it's my face that you'll be seen, but I also want you to love me well enough, and I love you well enough to say, go to your thing,
be free,
like have space, do your thing, be free, miss me, let's come back and let's have conversations. That's what I think.
Okay, so now let me explain.
Okay, let me explain.
Women have life before that, and women or married women are protected by the male family members. You know that if I want to travel and I don't want an adult feel, Imran is sufficient as my man is 8 years.
Okay.
So just a male family member. So when I was unmarried, all my trips, girls' trips approved by my dad. I travel.
But he didn't travel with you now.
No, he didn't. He couldn't. We are 4 girls.
Exactly.
And you have only one brother.
Were you not safe?
But if I had to do dinners as a student, law students had their dinners then. My brother was always my chaperone.
That one
so it's chaperoning. That's the Oyibo word. Oyibo self getter. The Oyibo just come ahead now. You know, so they go with you. They keep you company. And sometimes my father would say 2 sisters is okay, but not only you on your own. So we follow the rule of our faith, but we never did go anywhere alone. But when I now reach husband house, now husband house I test a lot of things. You see those my group friends that we used to just do a hangout. So one person go host us over the Waka Waka here wasn't here. It was because my husband didn't curtail me. But what I would do, default, is that my husband would go with me. That's my protection. That's what God has put it. It's for my protection. Just as my hijab has protected me over the years, it has. So that's how I would do it. But you see the part Amaka is going. Let me now come to that thing. Wow. Now women, they those gummy women who, I don't call women, those gummy women who will not be able to leave their spouse, now them with this. Lover killing that kind of women.
That's what we go say, Amaka, come, let's go somewhere.
She said, no,
my husband is this. I have to ask my husband.
We know them now. People like talk, Mark is not coming. My husband have not. Now the women, they put all these rules down. When one person see, when they use in insecurity, they use and trade. You know, where we are all safe, we're all secure. You know, some people can't even do a video call with their girlfriends in their home. You are in an insecure situation.
True.
So the one way they say they protect yourself now long thing. The abuse starts from home. You can't even talk. You can't even keep friends. When you are married, you hear those mothers will tell you, now that you are married, reduce all those you're going friend. First, your marriage. They will tell you, no worry. Because people like you are gum women. You like your men too much. They will tell you, gum your husband. Then you people should bond. They will tell you not to have a life. But the truth is, I will not tell you that. I will tell you don't travel alone. Travel with your spouse, which is my rule, but have a life.
Which one is don't travel alone? Who are you talking to? An adult or a child? I don't get it. Let's take this call.
Don't travel alone.
We have a caller on the line. Good morning. I think it's Joy or Joyce. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, lady.
Good morning. We can hear you.
Hello, good morning.
We can hear you, sir. Stop listening to the TV. Okay, yes. So, as a young girl, I traveled all around Nigeria for one beauty pageant or the other. My father would think I'm inside school campus, Abraka. I am in Port Harcourt. He sees me in front of the paper. I had one very wicked uncle who early morning will just carry paper. You know, after the competition is over, they'll put it in front page, the winners and stuff. Maybe I'd made it to the top 5 or top 10 and all of that. Or the one I won as well. He goes, hey, is this not BC? My father will just call me, where are you? Daddy, I'm in school. No, you are not in school. You are in Port Harcourt. I am looking at you right now. You are in Abuja. You are in Owerri. I traveled as a young person. I did not have any chaperone. And I was safe. There are people, our children will still travel. Our children are going to schools. My child is in, hold on now. I'm praying that they are safe. Does not mean I will follow them all through. Yeah. Now, when they become adults, they should know how to preserve themselves better. Why am I did not follow you as a child. Why am I following you as an adult? So what I see in this situation is it's hiding a lot of insecurity. Some men are insecure that because maybe their wife is fine or their wife is friendly, they would have male admirers, and they're not ready to deal with that. That's the truth. When you hear this conversation, they will tell you. They will not come out to say, I'm afraid. But from the insinuations in how they layer, why do they need a girl strip? You can tell where the insecurities are coming from. Other men are just about control. Yes. They just want to know where you are at every point in time, and you should not have any other life apart from them. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying those are some of the perspectives. It's not wrong. No, I don't want to say wrong. Then the third thing is codependency. And I want to stay here a bit because of my job as a therapist. When couples become too codependent, let's say, for instance, the man is so codependent on the woman, there's no breathing space. It breeds a lot of familiarity, and it breeds a lot of problem. Your spouse or spouses should be given a little freedom to breathe. It's a lot. Like me now, Oga has been away for how many weeks? Close to like a month. I was supposed to do the trip, but because of work, I said, no, this is the beginning of the year and all of that, right? I am breathing. I am resting. I am not thinking what will somebody eat. If you know the burden that was lifted this period. And then, are you not missing me? He calls me like 24 hours a day. He's on the trip. He's calling. Every time he's on video call. Oh, God, rest. Now enjoy your trip. Let me sleep. I'm not thinking of anything we see, we eat. Once my little girl comes home, and I get home, I just ask my housekeeper, what is available? Oh yeah, just give me. If he's around, trust me, it's not what is available. He ate this yesterday, he will not want to eat this. Hey, how can we quickly fix this? How can we quickly So I'm resting, I'm breathing, and I love the fact that he took time off. And it's something that he has never done before. This is the first. In fact, some ladies were shocked that, you are not traveling together. And I like it, and I want more of it, because we need to have so we're coming together as whole partners. I don't believe in better half. No, I'm not a half human being. I'm complete. You're complete. When we come together, we pull forces together. So that codependency, a lot of couples don't want to talk about it, but it ruins the marriage. So sometimes that break is needed. So if I have girlfriends who you have tested and trusted over time, they are reliable, why can't I carry my bag and we'll have a good time?
Okay, so let me add this. So let me add this. Nothing that happened is not all the time. Even that one that happened is once. And you know that there are women that work, place of work like this, and they send them on foreign trips. And they go alone. And they don't go with their husbands. They go on foreign trips. And they stay on their own, and they stay alone. You understand? And besides,
Ramatu, please, I think the idea... Adekola, then I'll come to you. Don't forget your thoughts. Adekola, are you there?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm here.
We can hear you.
Now, the ladies are doing a very good job.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you for your acts.
Thank you.
Yes, I am here right now. You are doing a very good job. I appreciate you. The problem is this. A woman that is in the house, even if you see Nima, some may ask a man to dress like a woman, and the husband is out. This is more or less something that was written in a book. And the man dressed like a woman and was staying with the woman, with the wife. So what we are saying is that it depends on the maturity of the woman that is traveling out.
Okay, Ramatu.
Okay, so I think the thing is because most men, they know what they do when they travel out, only them. And that's the reason why once there's girls trip, they always raise eye, whatever, and all of that. That's why they always
do when they go.
But the truth is this, girls trip, right? I've been on several, and it's what we do mostly is, you know, all by ourselves. We are talking to each other. You know, if you are already in a group, automatically, there's going to be like something like, why don't we go out together? Why don't we just do something just only us and everything? We talk about our homes. We talk about our children. We talk about our husbands, how to move forward. We also talk about, we also talk about all of these things as girls, as women. We have a life, you understand? So if once a woman is filled up like that, when she comes back, she becomes different. You know, when you travel out there, Nima, when you travel out there, you learn, you see a lot of things. You see how, you see plenty things. You will grab, come back. And when you travel,
and stop facing me. You
when you travel, wait, Nima, wait. When you travel, hold on, Nima. When you travel, go and buy
Auntie,
beautiful ones.
Don't forget the
details
of this conversation. You're missing it. Nobody say we cannot travel. They say who you go travel with.
Girls.
Girls are be your husband. Because if now about that thing we won't go. My father says traveling is exposure. It works better like an education.
Yes.
You go travel with your husband, you know go still get the exposure. You know be to look the things so you go look.
It's different.
No, it's the same thing. Now, if you want to talk about excelling,
it's different.
Ramatu, you don't do it better than I do. I told you I have group of relationships for every season.
Okay.
That's the way I run my life. I excel well, and I still do it within the confines of my book that I follow as a faith. In my house, I can be on having my own session of excelling. I can decide, oh, tomorrow is so person that is hosting. I have a spark session with my girls. I have dates, lunches with my girls.
It's the same thing you're doing in Nigeria.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not like shores of Nigeria.
We want to go outside.
That's trip.
Now they forget her.
Even within Nigeria.
You can excel, you can be whole, you can pour into yourself, you can do all of those escape. Sometimes I look at my kids and I say, I just want to sleep in the hotel. And I can't sleep. Why can't go give me a room, say make I can't sleep for us? I still can't sleep. You know, so we are wired differently, and I've been wired that way growing up. But I can go out to YK's house knowing that I'm going back home. And I spend 24 hours walking into the house late at night. I drive better safe than my driver in the dark at night. So I do those things sometimes. But doesn't mean that that's the default setting. Triple, and there's me could discuss for you.
Now, triple,
triple abroad.
Sorry, my darling.
For life.
I have to take a call. Okay. Ibuachi from Enugu, then I'll come to Amaka. Good morning, Ibuachi. We can barely hear you.
Hello?
Ibuachi, are you there? Hello?
Okay.
You are listening to your TV. We'll have to let you go. Amaka.
Okay, so I want us to Judge Enima, we're not attacking you. I'm not attacking you. No. I respect your experience. I respect your point of view. You understand? I'm not attacking you at all. Because like I said, we're all a product of our environment, and I understand where you're coming from too. But let's come back to the bone of contention. Bone of contention here is not just that the woman asked the husband, or the husband now went home and now told the woman that she cannot travel. It's one busybody that trekked from outside and came inside the marriage and inside the house to tell the man that does not know himself what to do as regards his relationship. One. Two, let me also talk from the Christian perspective. Marriage is between a man and a wife and then God. No third party should be allowed. So the husband that went to go and tell his friend that my wife wants to travel, as per I'm not the man of the house, I'm not the husband. As per you're the second husband. What do you think we should do about our wife that wants to travel? Assistant boyfriend or husband that wants to travel. Then assistant husband now told you what to do. You now went home and lovingly, nicely, now explained it to the woman that she should not go. That is the bone of contention. The third party that carried his insecurities projected it on a relationship.
Yes, that's it. We have a caller, Beauty from UK. Good morning, Beauty.
Good morning. I'm so sorry this show. Okay. All right, just a little contribution on this. You see, having a time out with your fellow, let's say, married women going out, having that fun, it is needed. It is very important. I'll just say this now. Here in the UK, my husband is a pastor, not just a doctor. Now, I attend Living Faith Church, and there are other pastors' wives. We are like 4 of us. We always make out time every year outside the normal outing we go within UK, we also travel to different states, different areas, but we don't stay more than 3 days.
Okay.
So for me, I would say it depends on the group of, let's say, women around you. Do they have that positive vibe? Because each time I travel and I come back, there's this newness
of you.
So my husband would say, when are you going? And he would support it by giving me some cash, like take the card, you know. So yes, it's very important because you should have a life, not just marriage and everything. Fine, with the family you still go on trips, yes, but then with women, with your fellow, there are lots of things to discuss and you learn. And it's fun. A lot of things you learn. You share, you encourage each other. So it is very needed. Very needed.
Thank you so much, Beauty from the UK. You know, this thing you talked about now, which is like the bone of contention, somebody else getting involved in your marriage. There's something I've always told myself. Sometimes I naturally, the way I'm wired, I really rarely do go to people for advice, for anything, right? I believe if I can sit still, I will get my direction. And so far, that's how I've been living my life. But sometimes people give unsolicited advice. I don't ask you, but you have seen I'm doing something, you just want to put your input, and I listen. But now I've learned that when I listen, I try to listen beyond what you're saying. And I've found out that sometimes we give advice based off of our fears, based off of our insecurities, based off of our beliefs, our core beliefs. Everything every human being does in this life is from their core beliefs. So you're advising somebody else and you don't share the same beliefs. And if that person is not careful, they take that advice and it doesn't work for them. It's not because your advice is bad. It's just because your advice was tailored for you, not for that person. So you that went to go and discuss your family, my wife wants to travel, what do people think? What do you expect? They will advise based off of their fears. If he had asked like 5 different men, right? Those 5 different men may have given him 5 different reasons. Maybe he had asked somebody like maybe your husband now who will say, that's okay, now let her go. She will learn some things and do you know the friends? Just make sure you know the people, you trust them, you've known them over time and all of that. He will now have a comparative, ideas and see, okay, which one do I think? But he asked probably his best friend, one person. And then the person gave the advice and he took that advice, hook, line, and sinker, and ran with it. So how do we begin to tell people, especially when it comes to marriage? I'm not saying don't go for advice, right? But how do we tell people to listen to themselves, to follow more of their instincts and their guts, and for the religious people, the Holy Spirit, more than putting your issues out there and expecting other people to give their input? Is that also obtainable? Is it possible that you can?
Of course it is. Of course it is. So me, I believe advice is a choice.
Okay.
As all of us sit down here, so people have said a lot of things. So let's even use this topic in question. People have talked to yourself. Me, what I do is what I believe at the end of the day. So Ramatu can give an advice, Amaka gives an advice, you give an advice, all different advices, and I sit down here. At the end of the day, the one that aligns with what I believe on that topic from the get-go, now I will take. You go just and say you take advice. That's what I grew up hearing my elders say. They say, you didn't take advice, somebody advised you. You did what you wanted to do. Because even if 10 people advise you, now the one way go with your mind. That's how advice works. So advice is not control. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. If the man was insecure advice go work for him. If he was a free-minded person, free-minded advice go work for him. We had a fight on, my family don't do Valentine's. And so we had the Valentine's hosted here at one point, and I called my husband. I was in VI, we were hosting it in VI. I told you we don't do Valentine's, I'm not coming. The thing pepper me. I know the people whose advice can change things. I called, when they were there calling me, he could not pick their call. He was out in security when I was coming home, walking around the whole street.
Checking for you.
Yeah, because those people have held him up. So you know the people that their advice will work over time. But it's not like the advice. You just know that if Uncle Teo were to say something, or YK were to call Zibo over something, it's what I want, I will get. So it's YK, first of all, man, that YK is this thing that has to happen. Please help me to advise him. Help me to tell him, that's different than somebody advising him. He will do it because he respects, or people do things as if advice was what they're looking for, whereas you were actually looking to control. If you were looking to change things, influence is what I'm looking for. You know who can influence certain things. If I want certain things from Ziba, I won't call it my family members. My own dad told my husband, Nima to Waka, don't let her travel. After we got married, she's too free. You need to reduce it a bit. then my in-laws, are they the ones that we advise that I should free? So when I want to free, I know the people I will
So we
call.
have a caller on the line, the last caller for today from Abuja. Good morning, are you there? Hello, are you there?
Yeah, hello, yes, I'm here.
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
You know, this issue of these married women or go out on trips and stuff like that, there's really nothing wrong about it.
Okay, thank you, my brother.
Most times, ladies, the problem most men have with ladies is that when you come together for too long, issues come up.
Issues they do when they work.
So this is that, and unnecessary issues come up. You were saying something just now that your husband has traveled and you feel very, very relaxed and free in the house.
Oh, we lost we lost him. Yes, but we have to go. I think the basic thing is that we need to just understand what works for us. What works for me may not work for you. And it's important that you have open conversations with your partner. This is the reason I don't want you to go on girls' trip, at least for now. If you're starting your marriage, for me, I don't think that's the time to be going on girls' trip every year. There's a time to build, right? Now, I have built I'm going to be 17 years in marriage this year. Now, from this year, I want to start my own girls' trip. I don't build, reach this level. So, from here now, every year, you will give me...
Don't start.
Yes, so you will
don't
give
shop
me...
dog leg.
Every year, baby, you're listening, though. The people that used to watch it, I'll come and tell you. They will tell you, every year, baby, you give me 2 weeks at least for me to go and coolele myself and then come back. I need that break. I need that, you know. And it's not.
You are going on your own is better than you're going with friends. We didn't talk about the advice that the friends will give.
Leave advice that friends are giving. Many friends give good advice. Many friends give good advice. We have to go. Do you have the final word?
The final words I want to say is that regardless of advices, please have the spirit of discernment, because some people have ulterior motives to come and scatter. You don't know who wants what you have. And you don't know who likes what you have. And then lastly, I'm leaving with a question. So if a lady actually went to an all-girls school and they have a reunion, are you trying to say that you will not let her be able to be part of that or see her former friends or whatever? That's my question.
What's your problem? What's your problem?
Thank you so much, ladies. We enjoyed the conversation. There's nothing. We are going. Thank you, my darling. I love you. Rama too. I'm not rude. I just love you. That's all we can take on today's show. See you again tomorrow. Your View Pigeon. Stay tuned. We'll be seeing you.
Bye.